There is something about the chosen ones that sets them apart from the rest. They don't walk like everyone else. They don't think like everyone else. And they certainly don't live like everyone else. They are marked, not with ink, not with scars, but with something hidden deep within them. A divine fingerprint, an imprint of destiny placed upon them before they even took their first breath. You see, in this life, many people exist, but only a few truly live. Many people wander, but only a few walk with purpose. Many seek greatness, but only a few are called to it. And even among those called, only the chosen rise to their full potential. It is not talent, not background, not even education that determines the chosen. It is something unseen, something the world does not recognize at first. But heaven knows them, the Spirit within them knows. And when the time is right, the marks upon them begin to reveal themselves. These marks are not given by men, nor can they be taken away. They are hidden signs of divine election, quiet yet undeniable indicators that someone is not ordinary. And today I will reveal to you the 7 hidden marks that distinguish the chosen from the crowd. If you recognize these in yourself, then, my friend, you are not just here to pass time. You are here to change history. They carry an unshakable sense of purpose. The chosen ones do not drift through life. They do not wake up every morning and wonder what to do with their existence. No! There is something deep inside them, a fire, a conviction, a knowing that they are meant for something greater. This is not arrogance. This is not pride. It is divine assurance. From a young age, they feel different. When others play, they ponder. When others waste time, they seek meaning. Even when they do not fully understand their path, they have a strong sense that they are being prepared for something bigger than themselves. They do not know the details, but they know the destination. This is why you will never see a chosen one content with an average life. They don't fit in with a crowd because their calling is different. Others may be satisfied with comfort, but they are restless. Others may fear stepping out, but they are driven to move forward. And even when obstacles come, and they will, the chosen one cannot abandon their purpose. They may try, but something always pulls them back. Look at the lives of those whom history remembers. Joseph in the Bible had a dream as a boy. No one understood it. And his own brothers hated him for it. But the dream never left him. Even in the pit, even in slavery, even in prison, he knew there was more. That is the mark of the chosen. You can strip them of their titles. You can take away their resources. You can throw them into the fire, but you cannot take away their purpose. This is why the chosen are often misunderstood. People look at them and wonder why they are so determined, so intense, so unwilling to settle. Others say, why can't you just be like everyone else? But the chosen cannot, because something inside them refuses to be silenced. They do not need outside validation because their confirmation comes from within. You may notice that the chosen do not seek to be famous, but fame finds them. They do not chase recognition, yet their impact demands attention. It is because their purpose is not self-driven. It is given by God. And once heaven has placed something inside you, no man can erase it. Even when they try to run from it, they cannot. Jonah ran from his calling, but the storm found him. Moses tried to resist his mission, but the burning bush confronted him. The chosen do not choose their purpose. It chooses them. And that is why they cannot walk away. They see beyond the natural into the supernatural. The chosen do not see the world as others do. Where most people see obstacles, they see opportunities. Where others see impossibilities, they see divine possibilities. Their vision is not limited to what their eyes perceive. They see through the lens of faith, purpose, and divine revelation. From an early age, they sense things others do not. They can walk into a room and discern the atmosphere. They can meet a person and perceive their spirit. They are not easily deceived by appearances because their vision is not bound by the natural. They understand that what is seen is temporary, but what is unseen is eternal. This is why chosen ones are often misunderstood. People around them say, "Why do you believe in something you cannot see? Why do you keep chasing a dream that doesn't exist yet?" But they are not chasing a fantasy. They are following a vision that has already been established in the spiritual realm. And because they have seen it in the unseen, they are willing to walk towards it even when no one else believes. This ability to see beyond the natural is what gives them faith when others panic. It is why David could stand before Goliath without fear. While others saw a giant too big to fight, David saw a giant too big to miss. It is why Noah built an ark when there was no rain. While others mocked him, he saw the storm before it arrived. It is why Abraham left his home without knowing where he was going, because he had seen a land that others had not yet touched. The chosen ones are not controlled by circumstances. When famine comes, they do not fear, because they have already seen provision. When enemies rise, they do not tremble, because they have already seen their victory. While others are paralyzed by fear, they move forward with confidence, because they know that what God has shown them will come to pass. This is why chosen people are often lonely. Their vision isolates them. They see what others do not, and because of this, they cannot walk with just anyone. Not everyone can handle their perspective. Not everyone can walk at their pace. But they understand that vision is costly. It will require separation, it will require faith, and it will require them to walk forward even when they are the only ones who see the destination ahead. The world calls them dreamers, but they are more than that. They are seers. They do not just dream of possibilities, they align themselves with them. They prepare for what others cannot comprehend, and when the time comes, when the vision is fulfilled, the same people who doubted them will look back and realize they saw it all along. The chosen ones do not walk an easy road. They do not live a life of comfort, free from struggle. Instead, they are tested again and again because their calling requires it. They do not go through ordinary trials. They go through the fire. They do not face small battles. They face giants. Their journey is filled with storms, betrayals, and hardships because they are being prepared for something greater. Look at the greatest figures in history, both biblical and beyond. Joseph was thrown into a pit, sold into slavery, wrongfully imprisoned. David was anointed king but spent years running from Saul, hiding in caves and fighting for his life. Even Jesus himself was led into the wilderness to be tested before he began his ministry. Every great calling comes with great testing. But here is what sets the chosen apart. They do not break under the weight of their trials. Instead, they grow stronger. Where others would give up, they keep pressing forward. Where others would curse God, they remain faithful. Where others would compromise, they stand firm. The fire that was meant to destroy them only purifies them. The storm that was sent to wipe them out only makes them wiser. The chosen ones understand that testing is not punishment, it is preparation. They know that each battle is shaping them into who they were meant to be. Every rejection is redirection. Every closed door is divine protection. Every hardship is building endurance. They do not just endure suffering. They allow it to mold them into warriors, into leaders, into people who cannot be shaken. And because of this, the chosen cannot afford to live in self-pity. They do not ask, why is this happening to me? Instead, they ask, what is this preparing me for? They do not waste time complaining. They use every challenge as fuel to grow. They know that God does not waste pain. If they are going through it, then it has a purpose. And once they come out on the other side, they are stronger, wiser, and more powerful than before. The chosen ones are not weak. They are not fragile. They have been through too much to be easily broken. They have walked through the fire and survived. They have faced the storm and come out standing. And that is why when their time comes, nothing can stop them. Because they have already been tested. They have already been refined, and they are already ready for what they have been chosen to do. They walk in a different rhythm from the world. The chosen ones do not move like everyone else. They do not follow trends. They do not conform to society's expectations. And they do not seek approval from the crowd. Their steps are ordered by a higher calling, a divine rhythm that is often misunderstood by those around them. While the world rushes, they wait. While others panic, they remain calm. While people chase after temporary success, they move with purpose towards something eternal. They do not allow the noise of the world to dictate their path because they are listening to a different voice. The voice of destiny, the voice of purpose, the voice of God. This is why chosen ones often feel out of place. They do not fit in with their surroundings because they were never meant to. They move at a different speed, think on a different level, and respond in ways that seem strange to those around them. Others may call them slow, but they are just waiting for the right time. Others may call them reckless, but they are just moving in faith. Look at Noah, building an ark when there was no sign of rain. The people around him laughed, mocked, and dismissed him as crazy. But Noah was not moving according to their timeline. He was moving according to God's. And when the rain finally came, those who thought he was foolish realized he had been right all along. The chosen do not react to the world. They respond to their calling. They understand that timing is everything. They know that some doors must be walked through immediately while others require patience. They do not rush into things just because everyone else is moving fast. They wait for their season, their moment, and when it arrives, they move with power. Because of this, the chosen ones are often misunderstood. People wonder why they are not desperate, why they do not seem to worry, why they are not chasing after what the world calls success. But they are not controlled by external pressures. They are guided by something deeper, something unseen, something greater than themselves. And because they walk in a different rhythm, they do not burn out like the rest of the world. While others run themselves into exhaustion chasing after things that do not last, the chosen move with endurance. They are not in a sprint, they are in a marathon. They are not driven by fear, they are led by vision. They are not controlled by circumstances, they are anchored in purpose. This is why when the world shakes, the chosen ones remain standing. When trends fade, they are still moving forward. When others grow weary, they are just getting started. Because they were never running the world's race to begin with. They were following a different path. One that leads to something far greater than temporary success. One that leads to destiny. They carry a weight that others do not understand. The chosen ones walk through life carrying something heavy, something unseen but deeply felt. It is not just responsibility, it is the weight of their calling, the burden of their purpose, the pressure of destiny pulling them forward. Others look at them and wonder why they seem so serious, why they move differently, why they cannot simply relax like everyone else. But what they do not understand is that the chosen cannot afford to live casually, because what they carry is too great. This weight is what separates them. While others live for the moment, they are always thinking ahead. While others seek comfort, they embrace discipline. While others chase distractions, they remain focused. It is not because they do not want to enjoy life. It is because they understand the cost of their calling. They know that to whom much is given, much is required. They realize that the dreams they carry are not just for themselves, they are for generations to come. This is why chosen ones often feel isolated. They cannot share the fullness of their vision with just anyone. Not everyone will understand the pressure they are under, the sacrifices they must make, the battles they must fight in silence. They wake up with thoughts racing, not just about their own lives, but about the mission placed in their hands. They feel the weight of expectation, the responsibility to fulfill what has been entrusted to them. And because of this, they move differently. Look at Moses, chosen to lead an entire nation out of bondage. He carried the weight of millions on his shoulders, forced to stand in the gap between God and the people, bearing the pressure of leadership, criticism, and expectation. Look at Jesus, carrying the weight of humanity's salvation, walking a road that no one else could walk, bearing a burden that no one else could carry. The chosen ones are not weak. They do not crumble under the weight. They learn to carry it with grace, with faith, with resilience. But that does not mean it is easy. There are nights when they feel exhausted, when they want to lay it all down, when they wonder why they were chosen in the first place. There are moments when the burden feels too heavy, when the journey feels too long, when the opposition feels too strong. But even in those moments, they do not quit. They may pause, they may weep, they may feel the weight pressing down, but they keep going. They know that what they carry is not just for them. They understand that their struggles, their battles, their sacrifices will pave the way for something greater. And so they rise each day, pick up their cross, and walk forward, not because it is easy, but because they were chosen to do so. They are attacked more than others. The chosen ones are not just tested, they are attacked. They face opposition that others do not. Their lives are marked by battles, spiritual warfare, and resistance that seems relentless. The enemy does not waste time on those who have no purpose. He goes after those who are a threat. And because the chosen carry a divine assignment, they become prime targets. From the moment they step into their calling, opposition rises. They experience betrayal from those they trusted. They encounter unexpected delays and closed doors. They battle thoughts of doubt, fear, and insecurity. It feels like every time they take a step forward, something tries to pull them back. It is not a coincidence. It is a strategy. The enemy sees what they are becoming before they fully realize it themselves, and he tries to stop them before they reach their full potential. This is why chosen ones often experience early hardships. Many of them face rejection from childhood, go through deep struggles in their youth, and encounter major obstacles before they even step into their destiny. The enemy attacks them early because he wants to break them before they grow strong. He wants to plant seeds of fear, doubt, and discouragement so that they will never rise into who they were meant to be. Look at Joseph, given a dream by God, yet immediately attacked by his own brothers, thrown into a pit, sold into slavery, falsely accused, imprisoned. The enemy tried everything to stop him, but he could not. Why? Because what is chosen by God cannot be destroyed by man. Look at Job, righteous and faithful, yet he lost everything in a moment. His wealth, his health, even his family. But what did God do? He restored him, giving him double for his trouble. The chosen ones must understand that attacks are not a sign of failure. They are proof of their calling. The greater the destiny, the greater the opposition. And because of this, they cannot afford to fight like everyone else. They do not rely on their strength alone. They do not waste time fighting battles in the flesh. They move differently because they know their real enemy is not people. It is the forces working behind the scenes. This is why chosen ones must stay rooted in prayer. They must cover themselves daily, surround themselves with the right people, and be intentional about their spiritual strength. They do not walk through life casually because they know they are on a battlefield. The attacks will come, but they will not be defeated. They may get knocked down, but they will always rise again. The enemy's goal is to make them quit, to make them doubt, to make them turn back. But the chosen ones were built for this. They do not break under pressure, they grow stronger. They do not run from battles, they stand firm. And no matter how great the attack, they know one thing for certain. If God is for them, nothing can stand against them. They have an unshakable inner drive. The chosen ones are fueled by something deeper than motivation, something greater than ambition. They carry an unshakable inner drive, a fire that cannot be extinguished, a hunger that does not fade. It is not about chasing success or proving themselves to others. It is about fulfilling the assignment that was placed on their lives before they were even born. This is why chosen ones often feel restless. They sense that there is something more. Even when they achieve success, they do not settle. There is always another level, another mission, another step toward their destiny. It is not that they are never satisfied, it is that they are never done. They know they were created for something significant, and until they fulfill it, they cannot stop. Look at Nehemiah rebuilding the walls of Jerusalem, facing opposition from every side, yet refusing to be distracted. Look at Paul, beaten, imprisoned, shipwrecked, yet continuing to spread the message he was called to deliver. Look at Jesus, knowing the suffering that awaited him, yet pressing forward because he understood his purpose. This kind of drive cannot be taught, it cannot be faked. It is woven into the fabric of their being. It is the reason they wake up early and stay up late. It is the reason they push through pain, rejection, and hardship. It is the reason they do not walk away when things get tough, because something inside them refuses to quit. This drive is what carries them through the darkest moments, when everything around them seems to fall apart, when nothing makes sense, when they feel completely alone. This inner fire keeps them moving. It reminds them why they started. It keeps them anchored in faith. It pushes them forward when their body is tired and their mind is weary.